Welcome back to Retraining Your Mind for a Better You. In this episode, we dive deep into the spiritual battlefield, guided by the wisdom of 1 John 4, 1-5. Stay with us as we explore how to discern and combat the manipulations of evil spirits. 1 John 4, 1-5 cautions us, dear friends, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God. John wrote to early Christians surrounded by false prophets and deceit. These early believers faced not just human opponents, but spiritual adversaries using human mouths to spread their deceit. The urgency to test the spirits was vital for survival then, just as it is now, as we face a barrage of misleading voices in media, politics, and beyond. This exploration is not just an academic exercise, it's a guide to recognizing and overcoming the invisible battles that rage around us. Today, these evil spirits continue their assaults, subtly influencing thoughts and emotions to sow discord and confusion. They exploit our fears, doubts, and desires, turning us away from the truth. Identifying spiritual influences in modern times? Recognize the signs: unexplained emotional swings, persistent doubts about faith, or sudden irrational fears. These could well be the fingerprints of spiritual interference. The battle isn't just spiritual, it affects our minds and bodies. John's call to test the spirits serves as a crucial strategy in identifying whether our emotional and physical experiences have spiritual roots. Interactions between spirit, mind, and body. For example, a sudden sense of despair or anxiety might be an attack aiming to weaken your spiritual resolve. Understanding this can empower you to seek the right countermeasures. Historically, figures like Jesus and St. Anthony faced these spiritual foes head-on. Jesus' encounters with demonic forces, such as the man possessed by Legion, illustrate the realness of these battles. Contemporary Christians, too, share stories of overcoming spiritual oppression supported by prayer and community. These testimonies not only validate our experiences, but also guide us in our own battles. How do we fight back? Begin with prayer and scripture. Equip yourself with knowledge and faith. These are your armor and weapons. Spiritual practices for protection. Engage in regular spiritual practices. Prayer, worship, and fellowship reinforce your spiritual defenses. Remember, the one who is in you is greater than the one in the world. You have the power to overcome. The overlap between spiritual attacks and mental health issues can sometimes be difficult to discern. Both realms deal with the inner workings of the human mind and spirit, and influences in one can significantly affect the other. Mental health professionals who recognize the spiritual dimensions of emotional and psychological issues often work in conjunction with spiritual leaders to provide holistic care. This approach not only addresses the symptoms, but also seeks to resolve underlying spiritual conflicts. The integration of spiritual strategies with psychological therapy can offer relief and solutions that are more effective than addressing either aspect in isolation. Support systems and coping mechanisms that include spiritual practices can enhance resilience and recovery. Fasting has been a spiritual discipline across various religions for centuries. In the context of Christianity, it is often used as a tool for intensifying prayer and enhancing spiritual receptivity. During fasting, the believer's focus shifts from the physical to the spiritual, allowing for a deeper communion with the divine. This practice is believed to strengthen the spirit and weaken the flesh, which, according to Scripture, is often the source of sinful impulses. Personal stories from those who have engaged in fasting testify to its powerful impact on spiritual warfare, often leading to breakthroughs and revelations that were not experienced through prayer alone. Case studies, victories in spiritual warfare. The real-life accounts of individuals who have faced and overcome spiritual attacks are both inspiring and instructive. These case studies provide not only evidence of the reality of spiritual warfare, but also practical insights into effective strategies for victory. Each story is unique, with different methods and practices leading to success. However, common themes often emerge, such as the power of faith, the importance of community, and the effectiveness of specific spiritual disciplines like prayer and fasting. Analyzing these cases helps to distill essential principles that can guide others in their own spiritual battles, offering hope and strategies for overcoming. Conclusion: empowerment through understanding. Understanding spiritual warfare is not merely an academic pursuit, but a practical necessity for those seeking to live a spiritually healthy life. Thank you for joining us on Retraining Your Mind for a Better You. If you felt the shadows of a spiritual attack, share your story below. Subscribe for more insights, and together let's fortify our spirits. Until next time, stay vigilant and empowered.